Well, welcome back to another episode of the Soulback Sports Podcast. And this time we're going to be doing a late reaction to what just happened a couple of hours ago with the Super Bowl. Get our instant reactions. And yeah, we witnessed something for sure when it comes to a game.
Yeah,
And yeah, I guess let's just get straight to it and start with your instant reactions. Anyone want to go first?
yeah, I can go first. I thought it was gonna be a really, really close game. I don't know about down to the wire, but I thought like one score, maybe even like 3 points. But wish that would be down to the wire. But the Eagles just came out, and I'll be real. I don't know if the Chiefs were just a worse team. They weren't ready. They were definitely prepared. I mean, they've been there multiple times, but. And when I mean weren't ready, like they thought it was like gonna be just easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like their third time, and they thought maybe like no one's the chance. Maybe they just underestimated Jalen Hurts because he had a really crazy game. And to be real, I never thought he was like a bum, but I thought he was like a mid tier quarterback. I'm gonna be real. Like I know Lamar has had better stats than him, but like his playoff performance, is he better than Lamar?
I don't know.
I think, definitely the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave it this way. I'm not gonna
Because we've never seen Lamar ever show out ever like this against a good team.
Well, okay, I think like what do you okay, like this is like a question, I guess, like to your things. Like what do you value more, like MVPs, like or Super Bowl? Like that's what I guess that's like the question we gotta ask, like when we think
Well,
about
when I see Lamar Jackson, I see like he's like him and Dak are kind of like the same tier of quarterback where they're very crazy in the regular season, both of them. Oh shoot, something fell. And then when it hits like playoff time, I mean Dak's actually had some really good playoff performances. Lamar, I don't know if we've really seen much, but Jalen Hurts, I don't know what it is. When it's the Super Bowl, like the lights aren't too bright.
Yeah.
no, the lights are bright for him. Because like he shows out in the Super Bowl. Is that what you meant?
No, I thought the saying is like the lights are too bright, right?
Well, that means he like played bad. Like, it was too bright. It was
played
like
bad.
Yeah, I know. I said the lights aren't too bright.
Oh,
it's orange.
Yeah,
You said-
I said orange. Yeah.
I just think that the Eagles in every part of the game outside of Mahomes are just better than the Chiefs. Like secondary, linebackers, D line, O line, it's just wide receivers, running back, it's all better than the Chiefs. And I think that
Yeah. Well, wait. I have a question. Who even are the Eagles linebackers? I'm not like.
Zach Bond,
there's like what Bond.
Zach Bond is better. He's a great middle linebacker.
Chicago Bears, Nicholas Morrow. They got
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's also true.
What happened to Nick Bolton? Like I saw he was pretty bad today.
He was bad today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
one more thing too. I wanted to bring up before we kind of jump into other parts because there's a lot in this game that really showed that the Eagles took control of this entire game. Like it was no point in the game where I was like, okay, the Chiefs look like they could make a comeback.
No.
I mean, I kind of thought like, end of the second half maybe. I mean, first half, not end.
About how they're
The first half, like I thought maybe they had a chance, but man, Mahomes just could not get it going. And it wasn't even just that; it was just the secondary just shut down the receivers completely.
Yeah, and it's also like not only the secondary, like Mahomes like threw two errant, like uncharacteristic interceptions from him because it was like genuinely I was confused for his sake what he was really seeing down the field. It was probably good disguise coverage from Vic Fangio defense, and that's typically how it's kind of thing. But I really want to talk about like before we get into the rest of the thing and your points. Like I just wanted to bring this in. So you saw on the sidelines, Chris Jones, like the amount of times where they were showing him his neck and all that. Do you think that played a factor into
I
not
mean, a
being
little.
able to get to Jalen Hurts.
The whole team just crumbled. I mean, I get it. It's like huge, but he was still playing, and also like, just there's no excuse for the secondary too.
Right.
Well,
No, like I just think like the thing with the Chiefs is like what I saw was like like how I feel like the time possession they saw like it was like I think the first half was like 16 minutes for the Eagles, 8 minutes for the Chiefs. I mean, if you're getting like constant like 3 and outs or like you're throwing picks, like your defense is gonna get tired. And I felt like the Chiefs defense, as good as it was this season, it got tired, right? And like when you have a tired defense, you're gonna give up these chunk yards. You're gonna give up the design runs from Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. And I think the Chiefs defense did really good on Saquon Barkley today. Like when it came to guarding the run, I just think that they just crumbled. There was AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I mean, we're really like I feel like the whole playoffs and the whole season we're like we're waiting for that game for the Eagles where Smitty and AJ Brown go off, and it happened to be in the biggest game of the year. And if you're an Eagles fan, that's a really good sign for even for the future, right? Like I think Jalen Hurts is like he's proven today that he's one of those guys. And look, I was a Jalen Hurts hater. I really was. Like, everybody knows that. Like I thought he was a regular quarterback. I even compared him to Justin Fields, man. And I just think that he proved me wrong. He proved all the doubters wrong today. And he is a top QB. And I'll say this right now. He's top 3, in my opinion, right now. He's top 3. I mean, I think you could put Allen over him because he didn't have the team like him, and he has an MVP. But I think he's better than Burrow, and I think he's better than Lamar because you beat Mahomes in this stage and you destroy him like this. I get it, you have a better defense, but Lamar also had like a top 1 defense against Mahomes, and he crumbled under the pressure. And Jalen Hurts capitalized, played amazing, and you can't even say he got carried. He made really good throws. He made fantastic runs. He just really control the game, and that's what you really want from your quarterback. And he proved that he's just one of those guys and one of those top dogs in the league, man.
I just wanted to before
Chiefs, one sec. I just feel like the Chiefs didn't account for like Hurts being this good. I'm gonna be real.
No.
Do you think it was like the lack of preparation, maybe?
I just think that they didn't. No, I also just didn't think they thought Hurts would, be making these crazy passes, and then his improvising was really good.
I think that this Eagles team would have been any of the Chiefs teams for the past few years. I just think this Eagles team is so good. I don't and I think that people are talking about the Chiefs too much when we really should be saying this Eagles team is an all-time great team. It's so proud.
Yeah, I don't.
I haven't seen this all-around of team.
Is the Legion of Boom?
What?
The Legion of Boom team.
It's more all around than Legion of Boom. Even I'm not saying it's better, but it's just so you can't pick out a position that lacks at all. I mean, you could probably say linebacker depth, but
no, I think the Eagles are so good because dude, think about it. Now their cornerbacks
when you have Mitchell and Deshaun or Jean, and it's Gardner Johnson in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked Zach Bond in free agency.
I think the Eagles they really had a really good offseason. I mean, it wasn't even just Saquon.
Well, and I feel like they kind of just do the obvious though. I think sometimes GMs and owners just don't want to pay. They want to make draft and they just did the obvious. They signed Saquon and CJ Gardner-Johnson, the 2 best available at the position. And then just drafted the highest rated players. And I mean they probably have Pohl, but I think they just did the obvious. I mean, Zach Bond was a crazy move and he almost won Defensive Player of the Year, and you can't really predict that, but the Saquon thing and stuff, it's duh.
I mean, I just don't want to make this about Mahomes because, I think we should give the Jalen Hurts and the Eagles a lot of props because they really proved that. I mean, they were underdogs in this game, even though it was only -1.5.
Yeah.
And I mean, understandably, you're going against a 2-time defending champs.
No,
but
should have been underdog.
I just think that I'm not like okay. I know this is like a really bad performance for Patrick Mahomes, and you guys can maybe disagree with me here. I don't think this like loss does anything to his career. I actually I don't see Mahomes in any different way than I saw him coming into this game. I understand he had 2 bad interceptions. He did not play well. I'm not blaming the offensive line. I'm not blaming anything like that. But I just don't think like okay, just because he didn't get the three-peat or he just got outplayed and outclassed, like he's not like anywhere near the conversation to GOAT debate anymore. I get it. He's not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. I understand that. It's Tom Brady, but like I just think that like I just feel like I hope like people like don't like diminish what Mahomes did this season because getting to 3 Super Bowls in a row is just so hard. And I just hope that people don't diminish that because what he did and what this team did this year with all the injuries that they had, it was just tough, man. And, you know, we got to give props. We're seeing greatness here. And I just hope that maybe, you know, I just hope that people like understand that because, you know, he didn't play well. That's understandable. But it was still a successful season for the Chiefs, obviously. And I still think that with a few moves this offseason, getting Rashid Rice back, you know, they could probably, you know, restructure some contracts. The Chiefs are still going to be a good team. That's what I think. But obviously the Eagles, congratulations to them. They have a bright future. Saquon Barkley, great acquisition. And Howie Roseman, in my opinion, should if the NFL had an award for Executive of the Year, he should get that because getting Saquon Barkley and like you said, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, amazing acquisitions, man. So
Well,
Yeah.
I think though that with Mahomes losing though, it opens the door for maybe a conversation next year of is Mahomes not the best quarterback currently? You know, if he has a mid statistical year, which he has had, and like maybe doesn't make it to Super Bowl, I think it just opens the door for like, well, maybe there are people that compete with him. Maybe he's not Tom Brady, you know?
I kind of wanted to ask this question actually. That kind of like is a good segue to my next point because throughout this entire season and even going into the playoffs when Patrick Mahomes made the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight year, is that how much does a three-peat affect his like legacy and how much closer can he get to that coveted GOAT status? But I think that after this loss, it really puts into question whether he is like on his way or he's taking a significant step back. What are you guys' thoughts on, you know, where his current status is at when it comes to the GOAT conversation,
Yeah.
and will he catch up to Tom Brady?
Yeah, I'll go first. I don't think it really does anything. I'll be so real. I mean, 3P would have helped him a lot. I mean, I wouldn't have gonna put him in the go either way. I think he has a way to go. But I mean, you have to realize, as long as Patrick Mahomes doesn't get injured, he has like 10 more years minimum. He's just that great of a player. So like, I mean, it took Tom 10 years to win a Super Bowl. I don't know how long it'll take Patrick Mahomes. Maybe he goes in and wins next year. I really don't know, but I really expect him to at least win one more. But I don't really think it does anything. So I think he'll bounce back. I don't know if it'll be next year, but it'll happen.
I think it does. I think it does something. Because I think now it's like, I think for me at least, he can't be the GOAT unless he has 8.
Mhm.
You know, because Brady never had these performances in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So it's like he's got to win 5 in the next 10 years to catch up to be better than Brady.
Okay, my thing is, did Brady even get to 3 like Super Bowls? That's my thing. Like, right?
He got
like,
to 3 in a row and then he lost
He
one
did get to
against
3
the Eagles.
No,
But
he
he had
didn't
a really
win.
good
He didn't win
performance.
2. He didn't win 2 in a row and then go to 3. He didn't have the chance at 3-peat. He lost.
No, he
I
did.
think
He
that
theoretically
go.
did. Because
No, but the thing is,
the one in
like,
the middle.
the issue with that, like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It
And
just
in that
like
one in the middle, he threw for 500 yards.
Yeah.
And Mahomes didn't.
Oh,
that's
I
the thing. The
understand that.
performance. But the thing is, look, if you look at Brady's like all his losses, like in the Super Bowl, like, 2 against the Giants, 1 against the Eagles, right?
He did good.
All of those games, it's either been to a 1-score game, the 3-point game, or it was an 8-point game against the Eagles. And in those games, he balled out. And it's just that there were some insane things that happened that essentially led him to lose.
Yeah.
And
I'll say this about Mahomes. His 2 losses have just been like he got destroyed.
Dominated.
That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Like, okay, here's my thing. Like he
I
lost
don't think he
twice.
does anything though. I'll be real.
We're forgetting that he's been to 7 straight AFC Championship games as a starter, and like he
He
started as
doesn't
a
really do anything. You gotta.
No.
Better than
I'm just
Brady.
saying, like how do I just don't understand how like he loses a three-peat and like we are questioning if like next year if he has a mid, like even this season, right?
What?
I feel
I still think he can go to the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, I still think he's the best quarterback.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but Cole said like you said like okay if he has a mid-year right next year,
He has a
but
mid-year.
that's Mahomes' standards. A mid-season is 3,900 yards.
Well, yeah,
That's a
but
good year.
if he has a mid-year and he loses in the playoffs for the Super Bowl, then there is an argument probably that there is a currently better quarterback. Like there was years where Brady.
No, there's years where Manning was better than Brady.
Yeah, there was years
Yeah.
where Rodgers was the best quarterback in the NFL. Like there's
It's just how it rolls.
but obviously he's the best active quarterback. But I just think
I mean,
in terms of like him versus Brady, I don't think Brady never had these performances in the Super Bowl, and
Okay.
Brady just won 7.
I can agree with the fact that like okay like it removes him, like I guess like right now it's not as obvious anymore. It's like really obvious that Brady's the GOAT. And I agree with you. Like Brady, even though he lost 3 Super Bowls out of 7, which is still amazing, like crazy, like he still played great, right? I just don't like just because like he loses to like an insane defense. Like Peyton Manning, for example, he got destroyed by the Broncos. I'm sorry, by the Legion of
Seahawks, yeah.
He got like dismantled. And like the Broncos had the number 1 offense that year. And we don't look Peyton Manning differently.
Yeah, but Manning's not in the GOAT talk.
Yeah, Manning's not in the GOAT conversation.
He's a top 5 quarterback ever, and we don't think of him differently.
No, I don't. No,
I don't think
Manning's
he's
definitely top 5.
But the thing is
Top 10.
that
No, Manning's definitely top 5.
But there's Montana and Rodgers and Manning and these guys, but then the top like echelon is Brady and Mahomes. These guys aren't even like compared.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so incredibly impressive that Brady's been to 10 and won 7, and he has performed in all of them. So it's like
he's been to more Super Bowls than Brady's. Like
But-
in the like.
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't look at Mahomes any. I never even thought of him as the GOAT. So it's like
I
don't look at him indifferently. I just think he still has time. But right now, I mean, it's looking tough. But I mean, who knows, man? He could win next year.
I think he's got to win 4 or 5 in 10 years. He's got to at least tie Brady's 7. It just shows how ridiculous Brady's 7 is.
Okay, what if he wins more MVPs? Like,
No, because then Rodgers should be considered better than Mahomes. If it's
no,
by
but let's just say like Mahomes gets like 5, but like he has like 5 MVPs.
no, because Brady's
No, really. I mean,
3 MVPs.
I feel like if you got like 6 and like somehow
If you
we
got
like
6
MVPs
5
or something,
MVPs,
like
you
yeah.
probably argue it because then it's like, but even then it's like, I don't know.
I just don't think like okay. My thing is like I feel like Chiefs like the way their front office is. I am not counting out the Chiefs next year, bro.
No,
No one is.
anybody is.
I just think that no matter what,
No one is saying that.
no, I'm just saying as long as 15 is playing, man, like they will always be, in my opinion, always be the favorites, bro. Because I don't even care. Like, yes,
I think Philly should be the favorites.
I think Philly will be the favorites.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, right? Once the Kansas City Chiefs won last year, the Niners were the favorites.
Yeah, I don't know how that was. I always thought the Chiefs were the best.
Yeah, the Chiefs should have been. I actually do think the Chiefs will lose in the playoffs at some point next year before the Super Bowl.
Maybe before AFC Championship.
Like before the Super Bowl, they might lose divisional or AFC champ. I just think that they had such a mental edge over these teams where it was like they knew they were supposed to win, and you could just you could almost just tell like the Bills and Ravens would play so rigid against them, and they wouldn't, But now I think you can kind of see they're beatable. Like they're not.
My thing is like, let's just say Josh Allen finally beats Mahomes, right? He finally does it next season. We're thinking that he's better than Mahomes.
I mean, currently.
No, I'll say this. Unless I think Mahomes got to have and when I mean a bounce back, I think he got to get to at least 30 touchdowns, like throwing the ball again.
That's what I'm saying. Is that if he has a
He's not been statistically like.
But David, like what's crazy? Like we're like making fun of his stats, but he's
I'm not really making fun of it, but
no, but like his worst season is this season. He completes 67% of the passes, 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 INTs with a 94 rating. I understand.
It's a good season, and it's just an if. Like, because there's a good chance he goes out there and wins MVP next year.
That's true.
So it's like it's an if, and I think it's possible because I think Kelsey I think is done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their O-line is going to look like if they're because they're injured now, and I know they have Trey Smith might be leaving. You don't know how long Andy Reid's going to stay. You don't know. You just don't know.
Wow, I say they fire Matt Nagy, bro.
Yeah, Matt
Nagy's already getting calls to be off. Oh wait, no, there's no head coaching out vacancies anymore. So
You're not hire that guy, man.
He's so bad. Look at that.
Yeah, I just feel like their offense was not that good.
No,
he doesn't maximize Mahomes. Maybe they get Eric Bieniemy back.
But Bieniemy's on the Bears.
Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah.
I just
you get Clint Kubiak.
No, he's on the Seahawks.
No, Bobby Slowick. Sorry, my bad. Bobby Slowick.
Bobby Slowick is smart, right?
Said Aggie.
No. Bobby Slowick, he got
fired.
Yeah,
he got fired, but he's somewhere, right? Or is that
no? They haven't called. They got to get him because Nagy's offense is just not good.
The only reason they hired Nagy is because he was their quarterbacks coach. I just don't get that. Like,
wait, did they get Nagy a year ago?
No.
Yeah, he won like 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 in a row.
No, but Nagy was the quarterbacks coach.
Yeah, he wasn't the head coach or the offensive coordinator.
And then coordinator last year. He was coordinator last year. Super Bowl quarterback coach 57.
So Bieniemy went to Washington last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Nagy came, Mahomes' stats have not been good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think
when Bieniemy was there, he was getting a 5,000 passing yard year and an MVP. They got to get rid of him. He's a big problem.
And it's like I get like last year the receiving was a big question, but like, and I mean this year
there's no excuse, man.
There's no excuse, and I mean obviously some of it's on Mahomes, and they also need a running back. They need a running back.
Yeah, agreed.
Pacheco, no run.
Pacheco, he did.
No, I feel like you give Pacheco one more year.
We've been saying Pacheco, but we got to see it like for a season.
But Pacheco got injured, and so
I know, so we have to see it. And then
I feel like we give him a year.
Today there was no run plan. I mean, they just couldn't.
You think the Chiefs should draft the running back?
I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because maybe even in the first round, such a great running back class.
Second round, draft a running back, second or third round. It's a deep running back class. Because if they get our running back, they're unstoppable.
For sure.
I mean, okay, let's be honest though. Like when the Chiefs were dominating, throwing it in the air, like did they really have that crazy running back? Because they had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he did not pan out. But it was always Mahomes' arm. To be fair,
that's when they had Tyreek Hill, and if you're not gonna, and then even when they had Tyreek Hill and won the Super Bowl, they ran the ball in that Super Bowl.
But, next year, here's my thing. I know what you mean, Damian Williams, but I just think that next year, I think Rashee Rice is gonna be better than ever. I think Xavier Worthy will take the next step because you saw in the Super Bowl. I mean, I get it, garbage time, but he still played well. He played well in this playoffs. I think this season a really good playoffs. And then I guess D Hop's gone. I think they're gonna get rid of Hollywood because they already have a speedster and Worthy, so maybe they go after
another really big disappointment. That guy's trash.
The thing is they're not going to be as good as they were when Kelsey and Hill were in their prime. So I think they really do need to get a running game.
They do.
It's that team was so good. I think they really. I'm not saying Pacheco can't be it. I know he was injured, but he's got to show it. I don't know why Kareem Hunt plays so much.
He was better. He was better in the playoffs. Kareem Hunt was big for them in the playoffs. He was better than Pacheco. I'll agree with that. Kareem Hunt.
But then it's
Bills, he was the power back. He was amazing for the Bills. I don't no run game today. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I was just disappointed, man. I get it I would have been okay if the Eagles won 30-27 or something like that, but just get outplayed to drop 40 on.
It was a complete, just a complete outmatched team in every way right now.
And maybe the analysts were right about the Chiefs here and there, they're barely winning these games. Maybe they were right. Maybe they were gonna get exposed, and they did get exposed today, man. And once they play a crazy team like the Eagles, a lot of their weaknesses got exposed, and I don't know. And my thing is my question is, guys, and maybe this is a question for all you guys: is Trent McDuffie overrated? I'm actually so serious. Is Trent McDuffie overrated? Because today I get it. AJ Brown, he could be he's arguably a top 5 receiver in the league. You're going to lose to him here and there.
I don't know.
I got beat every single time, and it's like, man, he was all pro first team and like in the Super Bowl. It's
2
just not a
years in
good,
a row.
it's just not a good showing, man. Like,
Well, there's this show that the Niners were low-key overrated. Because McDuffie, I don't know, maybe they also need a Snead. But like,
he was also
yeah, so it's like, I don't know, because Snead was also locking. I really don't know. Maybe Snead helped McDuffie out. Because I don't know if this shows that the Niners, like, receivers weren't as good as we thought. Or it's just McDuffie needed Snead. Or, like, if you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like,
Well, I think they overplayed Saquon. I think they were so concerned about Saquon that most of these defense plays they had one safety back and it was just man coverage. So you're leaving AJ Brown with Trent McDuffie on him.
yeah, but McDuffie, like, last Super Bowl was locking.
But AJ Brown's just so big and he's not quite what McDuffie plays.
McDuffie, according to everyone in the NFL, because he is all pro. He's all pro first team.
He's a top 3 corner, right?
Top corner in the league. I mean, I hope I find top 3 because there's 3 corners. I would expect him to not get destroyed. I get it. AJ Brown's gonna win. He is a fantastic receiver.
You know,
but to get destroyed every time, I don't even remember one time where he guarded him like amazingly.
I'll be real. Every time he passed to AJ, that was cash, bro. Like,
I don't maybe that was also Hurts though, because some of those balls.
No, yeah, some of those balls were really good.
like
real.
Yeah,
okay, I get it. It was a great. I'm not discrediting Hurts at all. He played amazing, but come on. Like first of all, Chiefs had no pressure on Hurts. I don't even think he got sacked like once, but then he got called back. And then I just think that Hurts had all day in the pocket, and the corners just couldn't get like even Jalen Watson. I mean, that guy's a disappointment too. I
feel like they were actually missing Snead.
Yeah,
should have paid him, but I guess like you can't pay him.
They've had no pressure. Their D line is kind of questionable.
You know, also this like. I feel like Karlaftis last year was like an X factor. He really didn't show up today.
He's decent, but I think they need a
Texans.
Maybe Chris Jones is just older.
Okay, but I can't say Chris Jones washed, man. Like, he still is a really big.
I feel like on that type of O line, Chris needs help.
Yeah,
they're an elite O line, man.
He is. How old is Chris Jones?
He's
30. He's like 20, 29.
30.
Oh, he might be 30. You're right. He might be 30.
He doesn't have any years yet left. I mean, but I just think like no, even like the best. I mean, if the other guys aren't performing on the D line and you're facing the best O line in the league, I mean, maybe Detroit, you can argue. But
hey, bro.
What?
So I was just trying to ask if he has anything to say. He's been quiet.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I just think there's like so many things now that we have to question about the Chiefs. I think they're gonna still be fine, relatively speaking, next year. It's just a matter of, can they make lightning strike twice again and make it to the Super Bowl? Which kind of leads to my next question, I guess, and kind of like topic of discussion is just, Travis Kelce. Like we mentioned earlier, like
retire.
Yeah, he probably is going to retire at this point. Like, I think he's like now 36, 35, and that's really old for a tight end.
He's 34.
Oh, 34. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's still pretty old at the end of the day.
That's really old for football.
Yeah, for football stand, especially for a tight end too.
That
like blocks.
No, 35. Huh? He's 35. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was like, I swear he was like 35 or something like that. But then again, it just.
No, he was worse. He was definitely like worse.
Yeah, he wasn't that like necessarily explosive like he used to be, and there's a lot of issues that he had when it comes to getting that speed and the first step. I just think going forward next season, I think there are going to be a lot of pieces. I think
they got to utilize Noah Gray more now.
Yeah, they probably will. But I'm just saying.
But is Noah Gray just a product of scheming and like people paying attention to Travis Kelce and other receivers?
They might draft one. That's what I'm saying. Like
the thing is, a lot of these players as well. I think it's mainly a product of, like Colton said, of scheme. Because if you take a look at what L'Jarius Sneed did, and now what he's doing with the Titans, like the talent discrepancy is there, and it's just a matter of scheming and utilizing the strengths of their various skill positions. And that's what the Chiefs can do. I just think their team as a whole is starting to age more, meaning
Yeah.
that it's only going to affect them going forward because Chris Jones seemed like he was playing hurt.
I feel like
throughout the
they're
season.
like X factors. Like their best players, other than Mahomes, are getting old. But like I feel like their other players are young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like
it
a
doesn't help
McDuffie.
that you don't have like good scheming as well because you had the. I swear, when I was watching this game, I felt like the Chiefs were running the Matt Nagy offense
No, literally.
in Chicago because it was like run, and then pass.
Well, that's
you know?
David. It
Um,
looked like McCarthy offense.
Yeah,
Wait,
this
this
is both
wait, this
vindication of
this
Caleb Williams and the lesson Chicago Bears on the importance of a good. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he
listen,
did say that to me. He did say that to me.
exactly. Like at the end of the day, my biggest takeaway from this game, all right, is that from a Bears fan perspective, is how important it is for an O line and the trenches to be built out properly. And whether it's going to free agency and going to the draft to getting a good tandem of both veteran and young explosive talent is very important. Take a look at the D line and O line for the Chiefs. Sorry, not the Chiefs, the Eagles, for an example.
Yeah,
I know
sure.
this was a kind of like an anomaly game when it comes to the Chiefs playing bad, but you had to give credit where credit is due for that that Eagles O line for protecting Jalen Hurts like that. Jalen Hurts had all the time in the pocket, had all the openings to go and make a big run down the middle of the field, and got those first downs. And it just shows you how important it is when it comes to, scheming as well. When it comes to Ben Johnson, you need to have good O-line play. Otherwise, his schemes don't necessarily work. That's with
Wait.
any coordinator in the league. So going forward, I think like this is a good lesson for the Chicago Bears. And I know we're talking about the Chicago Bears. This is supposed to be about the Chiefs, but it's that teams should focus on building the trenches, and that will only help when it comes to their scheming. And
Wait, hold on a sec. One sec.
Mhm.
Okay, first of all, okay, shout out to Electric. Great comment. But here's my thing. Like, I get it. The O line did not play good today for the Chiefs. But I am not blaming the Chiefs O line most of the game. I'm sorry. I watched the game and look,
right,
this is coming from Mahomes like Glazer. Okay, this guy's like I'm Mahomes Glazer. He did not play good. His interceptions were not on the offensive line. He didn't play good.
Sure.
These receivers were not getting open. But I do agree with your comment, though. The Bears do need an offensive line, obviously, to help protect Caleb. But I cannot blame, like the, Brett Veach, like the GM of the Chiefs, because he did build the trenches. I get it. They do
the
need
O-line for the Chiefs. Mahomes gets all day usually.
yeah,
I can't blame him. I can't. As a Glazer, I can't blame him, bro. I just can't. This is on Mahomes, but
Colton, you were talking about how it looked like McCarthy. It really did. I mean, there was
I
just
thought
no
that-
one down. That reminded me of the Cowboys and Packers game where like nobody on the Chiefs was open and they were
And
just locked.
No
man.
run game.
Yeah, they were locked.
No run game.
see the thing
This
is,
an
right?
old style offense, man. Doesn't work.
See with the Eagles, right? Like it's like the Chiefs were worried about the run game, even though the run game wasn't even existing.
Well, no, I'll say this. I think then they started like focusing a little on pass. Like Hurts was throwing dangerous today, and they just didn't expect for his runs. It was just man, he was like just flowing. It was crazy.
And one thing I credit Hurts is like, and I think Colton told me this I think Colton told me this like a long time back. I mean, I think maybe like a week or two ago. Hurts,
I don't know.
as like we all like to say, like he's a game manager, right? He does not make mistakes, right?
That's what I
And
was saying.
he did make a mistake. He did make a mistake today, but it really didn't cost him anything.
It wasn't crucial. Yeah, it wasn't a bad. It
Like,
wasn't
Chiefs
like the
did,
worst.
like they threw like a pick after, so it didn't matter. But it just shows like Hurts will never make them lose, right? Maybe his play is their weak point, like here and there, like maybe like he's not the passing game is not there, but Hurts won't make that mistake. And I'm not saying Mahomes makes those mistakes either. I think Mahomes doesn't. In the Super Bowl today, he did make those mistakes, and I think he didn't play good. But I just think that like that's a really positive part about Hurts is that he doesn't make those mistakes. And like if you're an Eagles fan, like you at least have a quarterback that won't like lose you games. He will only like either win you games or do whatever it takes to like get like
I have
the
one
win.
quick question for you guys. You guys think this is like Hurts is gonna produce like this next year, or this is like a Joe Flacco run where he's just insane during the postseason? I think he
can.
You know what I mean? Because that Ravens 2012 squad was pretty good. Like, so.
Well, here's my thing. Like, I just think that Hurts has done this before. Like, we're forgetting with his 2022 season.
Yeah, you're right about that. I forgot all about that.
You're forgetting about that, right? And it's just like, yeah, he did slump after being up 10-1. He didn't look that good, but he came back this season. Like after that bye week, it really changed the Eagles, right? They were 2-2. They got that win against the Browns, and they started winning a lot of games. And I just think that I forgot that Hurts was so good. He would have won MVP. There's actually a good chance he could have won MVP in 2022 if he stayed healthy. So I actually think that Hurts could be in the MVP conversation next year. I know maybe I'm overdoing it. Maybe
if he's an MVP and he goes farther than the Chiefs, then I get to open this to this discussion that he's the current best quarterback.
I just can't say that, man. When Mahomes has 3 championships and he beat them in the playoffs too, like I can't say that yet. I agree with you.
Well, I'll say this: there was I'm just gonna use a basketball example. There were some years where Kevin Durant was the best player in the planet, and he only has 2 rings. And you could argue Curry probably was in 2022, like, but he has 4. You know what I mean, though, right?
No, but like, here's the thing with basketball. It's like, okay, my thing is like, we're talking about quarterbacks, right? And the thing is, I can't say like my thing is like, if Josh Allen or Lamar beats Mahomes once in the playoffs, I can't say that they're better than him.
But
I can't say that because I know that
that's more of an all-time thing.
10 times out of 10, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes over any of those quarterbacks. I think everybody would take them. I can't say that because of like the equity Mahomes has. That's why LeBron James had equity, David. Like, okay, yeah, Kevin Durant might have had the flashy stats, but people still would take Lebron over Kevin Durant any time of the year because LeBron.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. But the thing was, it's like, maybe not. No, actually, both of them.
Yeah, but
bro, both 2017 and 18, LeBron was putting up like 30-point triple doubles in the finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though he was gonna lose.
He had the worser team, and like we still like. Okay, the majority.
Look, that's the thing. Mahomes in the finals did not put up the triple double, 30 points. You know what I mean?
What he did the year before, and the year before that, and then what he did in the first.
For sure, but like in his losses, he's low key the reason they lose. LeBron is not really the reason.
I would say that. I think like his offensive line. I'll say that to Electric's point, that was a showcase of offensive.
Okay, like to your point, Joe Burrow did not have a good O line, and against Aaron Donald, and they almost won. I mean, they didn't win. At the end of the day, Super Bowls.
Is that he's always had so much.
Who?
Mahomes.
I would disagree with that. I think last year they didn't have that much, and he still won.
Yeah, they had the best.
They still had a crazy O line and the best defense.
They had the best.
But like, still, no, nothing against Mahomes. Nothing.
But then Hurts, man. Hurts, Tom Brady had a really.
Hurts has a lot. No, to win the Super Bowl, you guys have a lot, dude.
You have to have a lot.
In any sport to win the championship, you got to have a lot, man. If your team isn't good, you're not winning. Just not.
But then I don't want to see how that like affects Mahomes, like just because he has like a lot of like with him.
Because listen, when you're in the GOAT conversation, right? There's a lot. There's the more you grow into that role of, hey, I'm at the precipice of being the GOAT in the GOAT conversation, the more the microscope is on you. And same with Brady as well. When it comes to him versus Joe Montana or him versus whatever quarterback that was and that he was fighting against, like, you got to say, like, Mahomes is in that category because Brady has done something in winning 7 rings in the course of 20-plus year career. And that's, like, unheard of. And right now, Mahomes was started. Like, the trajectory was there. But it's just a matter of him, by the end of his career, when will he reach what Brady did? Right, as of right now, he did take a step back. That's it. That's all it is.
I don't think he took a step back because he was on. Okay, that's my thing, right? Because I felt like the Chiefs, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I felt like the Chiefs, win, lose, or draw, did not, and for Mahomes' sake, he was playing with house money. Because without a doubt, no matter what, he's number 2. With him losing this game, he's number 2. Him winning the game,
I don't think he's trying to settle for number 2 though.
But he's
How
not.
is he playing for house money?
No, but you said that he took a step back, meaning that he's closer to 3 than he is to 1.
Right, but if he had listen. Like if he gotten this 3-peat, right? He would have been at the doorstep. Like he's done something that Brady has not done. But here, at this case, it would have. Listen, the reason why I say it's a step back is solely not from the perspective of Mahomes is like far off from getting the GOAT. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying from the perspective of if he's trying to speed run, catching up to Brady, he's not going to do that right now because getting that 3-peat is essentially speed running the GOAT conversation. That's what I'm trying to say.
I want to say something. I think Mahomes made it seem like it was easy to get these rings, and it's not.
But that's why
I don't think Tom Brady made that easy too. Like I don't, because when he was doing his rings, right? Like, okay, first of all, you guys are saying like Mahomes had a great defense. Tom Brady's always had a good defense. That's what Belichick is.
A couple years he didn't.
Yeah, through like Atlanta and Philadelphia.
Okay, but they still were pretty good defenses. They weren't elite, but they were pretty good. And I'm saying this: the first year Mahomes was in the league, his first year as a starter, yeah, his defense was 24.
He wasn't in the Super Bowl.
But it's a team sport. I think there's a lot of amazing offenses that have not won the Super Bowl. A lot of amazing.
I'm just asking you guys watched football before me. Did Brady go to 7 straight AFC championships? If he did, like that's crazy. But I don't
know. But it doesn't really mean anything.
But like that does mean something to me because
some of them, but like some of them he got injured. Mahomes doesn't get injured.
Can we pull up how many straight championship games Brady went to, like until like the Tampa Bay one, like around like from Patriots like 2013 or whatever, 2014. Did he make it every year until the Tampa Bay one?
No.
I think he did. No, I think he might have actually. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 16. Oh, he missed 20. 2020 he wasn't there.
Oh yeah, because he the Tennessee Titan game.
So he made what? 6 and 7, 7 and 8.
Okay, so wait, no. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
That's crazy. That's 7. Like I don't think.
And then 2021.
But like I'm just saying, like right now as a starter, when he stepped foot as a starter in the league, his season either started or ended in the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl.
But Brady won the Super Bowl as a rookie.
Yeah, I'll say this though, Brady wasn't that crazy in that one, but
yeah, but he led them down, game-winning drive.
Yeah, for sure. And it was the Vinatieri field goal, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes won a Super Bowl in the most iconic way as a buzzer beater. Like, I don't know.
Right,
I mean, I get it. Like he's not the GOAT. I completely understand now. Like he isn't the GOAT. I mean, you can't have this performance and be the GOAT. But I just don't agree with what Soldan said about him taking a step back because, like,
I think he took a step back.
Okay, let me ask you guys.
Well, I'll say this: he took a step back to what he would have been at, but he's just in the same area.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all I'm saying.
Like, okay, I'll be honest, man. If he won the Super Bowl, I bet you so many people would have said he's not the GOAT still. It doesn't really
no, he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been.
He's still not.
He would have been closer.
He has to still win more rings. That's the case.
I think we all
I would have grounded him the GOAT, but like I get it. Like,
well, I think we all kind of assumed he was gonna win. So we're saying he took a step back.
You know what's crazy? I thought it was a 50-50 game, but I did have the Chiefs a little ahead. I didn't think it was that crazy. I'll be real. I didn't think they were unbeatable this year.
Yeah,
I have to say, I think you could argue Brady played a harder AFC.
No, he did, 100%.
Like
way harder AFC.
That's the thing too. Is Brady
way harder AFC?
Wait. Oh wait, Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Famer.
Peyton Manning and Big Ben are better than him.
Peyton Manning's top 5. Roethlisberger's better. Like, and that's all you have to say. And I mean, he played the Ravens. Like,
Okay, who
Yeah,
did
he played the all-time Ravens too. Yeah.
who did he play in the Super Bowl?
he played
Legion
good.
of Boom. He faced MVP Matt Ryan the year he won MVP, and then they were down 28-3, and they destroyed the Packers in the NFC Championship. So they weren't no scrubs.
No, and then the AFC was harder.
Yeah, no, the AFC was known for being harder. Yeah, the AFC was just better back then. There's probably other quarterbacks that we're forgetting. We're naming the big ones.
I mean, he
I
kind of.
don't know, man. I mean, I feel like this isn't like then we're just like doing like the LeBron Jordan debate, like like the comp's more better. Than
No, it's a little no, because this is
But
closer.
it's different because he also
Closer.
has one more, so he's playing better comp and has won.
Oh, I mean, Colton, I definitely agree with you. Like, I think like after this game, Tom Brady is for sure the GOAT. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't think he took a step back. I just think he's still in contention to
No,
where he was.
what
Well,
they
yeah.
meant by step back was just like
I think
if
I
you
think
win
it's
3 in a row, you're on track. Right now, though, it's like you're still on track, but it's not like as close. You know what I mean?
I think he's gonna basically have to win one every other year for the next 10 years, or 9 years, 8 years. Like he's gonna have to win 4 or 5. Because if he has less, you just can't say he's better.
We gotta wait and see, man. I mean, maybe he
yeah.
does.
Dude,
Maybe
but
he does. Maybe he gets more all pros. I just don't think because my thing is like, what if he gets the longevity stats? What if he has better stats than Brady?
but he's not.
Yeah, if he has longevity and he has like 5 Super Bowls, then sure. But I don't know how it's gonna be hard, man.
But that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
If he's 43 playing at a MVP level, then I mean he's gonna have to be more than 40 because Brady at 43 was playing like an MVP. He's gonna have to be older than that playing as an MVP. Like
I'll say this, man. Like in my opinion, when I like look at goats and like I like best of all time. I don't know if like that's like something that people do, but I think Mahomes, in my opinion, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. Obviously, you guys have seen Brady.
well, the best quarterback at quarterbacking is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I just
pure talent. Yeah,
I think it's Mahomes, man. I think Mahomes is a better talent. I agree.
I don't know. Like,
No, I mean
No.
it's pretty considered.
like, listen. Sorry, I don't want to mean to interrupt, but like, I kind of have to agree with Colton because like, if we're talking about I know I'm a Bears fan and I hate to admit this, but as a raw talent in general, okay, and it pains me to say this,
It's cap, man.
Rodgers was genuinely the most talented quarterback from a talent perspective,
But talent
and
has to
arm
translate
talent
to winning.
perspective.
Talent has to translate to winning. Mahomes
Right.
has the
But,
and
oh yeah, no.
but
That's not
being the best is Brady.
All right, wait 1 sec. So Tom Brady faced not Big Ben. This is Pittsburgh with their really good defense with Palomalu in 2002. Then he faced Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Peyton Manning. Then he faced the Phillip Rivers team with LaDainian Tomlinson, like the best offense in the league.
Yep.
He beat him. The Baltimore stacked defense with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, who won the Super Bowl one year, and then he beat him. And then they faced Peyton Manning again. The Deflategate game. Peyton Manning. Big Ben. Blake Bortles, that's like his one bad one.
That's-
AFC Championship.
and
And
even
then Patrick
Oh, wait,
Mahomes.
let's talk about no. Let's talk about his Super Bowl where
Let's
he
check
played.
it. Let's check it. Let me check it real quick.
Because I don't think the NFC was that crazy back then. Maybe I'm wrong because I didn't watch back then. But
I mean, to be
It's probably a little. Okay, so his first one was he faced Kurt Warner and Marshall Falk. So that's a good one.
Kurt Warner and Marshall Falk are
Yeah. Carolina's an all right one back then. I don't know. I know Steve Smith was there, right? He was there.
no.
But I don't know how good they were. I can't speak on that. Philly. Nah, I don't think they were that crazy.
McNabb?
Yeah,
No.
it was McNabb, but they weren't that crazy though.
McNabb's as good as Hurts. Like
No.
The Giants, really good team with Strahan and Manning.
Yeah,
And,
okay. Giants one's good. That's good.
then they faced the Giants again with Strahan
Awesome.
again. Really good defense. Legion of Boom. The Matt Ryan one. The LA Rams, they were a good team. I don't know. Like they're good. Philly, he lost. Really good team though. And then KC. Yeah, KC. So
I don't know.
St. Louis is really good. The two Giants teams were really good because you have to realize that Giants in 2012 beat the 15-1 Packers. So they're a good team.
offense ever.
And
Wait. Okay, let's go back to like what I was talking about. Like, okay, no, I get it. Like, but I want to go back to like what we were talking about. Like, I just think that like, how do you guys say that Rodgers is better? And like, I don't know. I want to know. Wait, why is Rodgers better, man?
He's the most talented. He's not better. He's the most talented, though.
Like,
Look at his touchdown to interception ratio. Look at the best seasons for touchdown to interception ratio. The top 8 are all Aaron Rodgers.
maybe Lamar's there. No, maybe Lamar's there now.
Just because you're a gunslinger does not mean you're not talented.
That's not a gunslinger, though.
Because
No, he's not a gunslinger.
Oh,
A gunslinger the definition of a gunslinger is one that like will make those insane plays, but will take those interceptions. Rodgers is the most like accurate,
but
like his accuracy was something that the NFL
he's like he's low-key like a gunslinger that doesn't turn over the ball.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
He threats hard, but that is more accurate and doesn't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's very calculated.
There's never been
you agree like Rodgers is more talented than Mahomes?
Yeah.
Wow, I think they're like as talented.
But Mahomes has an arm, but
Mahomes also has the mobility.
No, Rodgers was really mobile.
Rodgers was really mobile.
Yeah, he was really
Rodgers
mobile.
was extremely mobile.
Is he as mobile as Mahomes?
He's more. No, he's more mobile than Mahomes. Yeah,
He's more of a runner than like.
I remember he would get injured because of his running.
Guys like Mahomes play like they do because of Aaron Rodgers. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry, man. I really wanted to disagree to that, but I have to unfortunately agree.
Yeah, honestly, okay, here's my thing. Like, I'm not trying to hate because, like, obviously Rodgers.
I don't know though. I really think it's close. I think Mahomes is like.
I think
close, but it's like I think it's.
I don't know. I couldn't really pick. I think they're both.
I watched Mahomes more. That's why I'm saying like I'm going Mahomes, but
I just remember like when I was younger, Rodgers like he had some injuries because he'd be running or something.
Well,
he should run a lot more
because he had concussions and he got stepped on and he got crushed. Like he had the collarbone from being crushed while in the pocket. He got stepped on by Sue, so he got an ankle injury. He had two concussions. Like,
yeah, I mean, now I want to ask you guys a question here. So like Hurts. Okay, now let's go back to Hurts, right? Because obviously he won the Super Bowl. You guys think that with this Super Bowl, he's inching closer to becoming a Hall of Famer? No.
I mean,
what does he have to do?
You gotta actually have some more regular season. If he only wins one, if he's like an Eli Manning,
if he
wins like two,
and
is a consistent starter for like the next 14 years, yeah. But if he just has like some All Pro seasons, I don't know if he's made it already to the All Pro. I know he's been a Pro Bowler, but I don't know about All Pro. If he has some All Pro seasons and keeps doing that and even only wins one Super Bowl, I think he'll be a lock. But he has to play a little better in the regular season, I feel like.
I don't know. I mean, I think he got in 2022. Yeah, he got in 2022 second team.
All right, yeah, just keep it up then. Keep always playing, bro.
I just think that the Eagles, like, dude, that's crazy because now they've already re-signed AJ Brown. They have Smitty still, like, damn, bro, their team's gonna be good for a while. Like they have because okay, Jalen Carter.
Their O line will deteriorate a little though.
Really?
Their O line's old.
Are they really that old though?
Yeah, like Lane Johnson's really old. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like, is Mulata old? Like,
I think he's pretty old too. Lane Johnson's 34. Jordan Mulata. I don't think he's that old actually.
Was the Gatorade color yellow or green? I haven't checked my DraftKings yet. Or
Mulata's not that old.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that old. He's probably 20. He's 20. Like,
no, he's he's in his 20s.
We all agree that like this.
He's 28.
We all agree that the Super Bowl scoreboard needs to go. Like that one debut.
That was ass, bro.
Do not debut that.
No.
Do not next season.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Every year everybody hates on it, and then it turns out to be fine. I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't care about
that. That one sucked.
I mean, I honestly just stopped caring about it. I'll be real.
I know. It's a little nitpick.
There's a lot of nostalgia merchants that think it should.
You know, I'll say that it's definitely like more simple.
Yeah, like David, do you remember watching when it was a box or
the little box in the left corner or whatever?
Like,
Oh yeah, it was like the one with like the. I remember that I watched.
No, I know
it.
you're talking about like the one
did
they
bomb.
did like
That shit sucked.
the Falcons Patriots one.
Yeah, people, oh, that was so good. It sucked. It's just nostalgia merchants. It's like the same people who say like, oh, we got to bring back the finals, the NBA finals images. Like, who cares, bro? Like,
Okay, dude, I'll be honest. The finals images are cool, bro.
I know they're cool, but it's not like it doesn't take away from the game that they're.
I really miss the playoff intros.
I miss the playoff intros, and I think they should do more with the court and like hype it up more. But it doesn't like the game isn't dying or like it's not being.
No, that's not the reason. No.
All right, wait, guys, real quick, like. I want to, because like you know what, it's it's officially the off season, man. It is the off season. It is. It's Monday.
All right.
Yeah, wait, I'm getting.
Let me say one thing. Parsons ain't going anywhere.
I'm getting called.
No. He's going
Miles
somewhere.
Garrett.
He's not going nowhere.
Miles Garrett to Green Bay for a 3rd-round pick. That was the call I just got.
Oh, the call I got is, Jerry, you want cash considerations for Michael Parsons? No, yeah,
Nah,
we can
bro,
do that. Yeah.
That's a realistic one.
Oh, you think that?
Yo, I'll be real. I
solid
mean,
$2?
if y'all want to hand us like 3 first-round picks of Caleb Williams, I'm down.
And Caleb Williams.
Yeah, like
Okay, buddy.
sure.
That's a Luka trade.
Wait, guys, I have a question. Like, okay, like I'm actually guys like want to ask you guys a question. You think like Caleb Williams is like one of the most valuable like players in the league right now? Like, no, like you know what I'm saying? Like you know how Luka and Wemby.
No, he's not on that level yet. He hasn't done anything.
He's not Luka, but he's definitely valuable.
He's one of the most valuable rookies, like young players, because he's not done anything. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
yet.
exactly.
Yeah.
No,
He'll get there. He'll get there.
He's a great prospect.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, folks, we just hit the 57-minute mark. I think, it's kind of getting a little bit late, but appreciate everyone for tuning in. All 38 of you are up this late to check us out. I really appreciate every single one of you. Always remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for David and Colton for joining us tonight. As always, this has been an interesting season. Ended, and we're on to the off season now. Oh my God.
Hey, as always, Paul Shady, man. As always, man. As always.
And as always, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.
Walter.